I take a lot of joy on giving back and connecting people that they could do business together. I know so many people, and just if I could introduce you to something that you could do better business, I'm so happy to do it. I take pride in doing that for a lot of people because I love it.
Explore the minds and marketing strategies behind today's winning brands and businesses. Tap into the power of the creator economy with Earned by CreatorIQ. Here's Conor Begley.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Earned. Today I've got Anastasia of Anastasia Beverly Hills on the show. Welcome to the show, Anastasia.
Thank you so much. I love the name, Earn. Well, I think I earned it.
You certainly have. And actually, you know, before we started,
Yes.
You said one of the questions your CFO asked you was what drives you, right, at this point? Because you've had so much success, you've gotten to this level. I loved your answer to that. I'd love them to hear it if you could go.
Well, my CFO asked me one day, I need to ask you why you work so hard. You don't need even to work. Why you work so hard? For a moment, I sat and I had to think about it. And my answer to that is, I love what I do. I love winning. I love waking up and do other things. Having a purpose to me is very important. And I think that's the reason why I work so hard. I love that I do something that I enjoy. I make people feel good, look beautiful. I mean, what can I ask for more, you know?
Yeah, like I remember one time walking into an office and I saw someone using our software, right? And they were just doing it day to day.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, this is so cool to see somebody getting value out of it. And for you, you've got tens of thousands of people a day. I want to know kind of the story of how you got here, because I think it's pretty unbelievable, right? You moved here 1989 from Romania,
Yes.
not speaking any English, then opened the salon, started the line. Now, you know, 38th most wealthiest person in the world, or self-made woman in the world,
Yeah.
according to Forbes, 250 million in revenue. What's that journey been like?
An incredible journey, I have to say. It
Yeah.
wasn't easy, but wow, I will not trade for anything. It's been an incredible experience, 30 years of joy, of challenges, of hard work, resilience. But at the end of the day, look what I built. I'm so proud of what I built. And as you know, I work with my daughter, and I think I'm very satisfied with everything I've done. But I'm happier to look at my daughter and see that she has a purpose. She's so passionate about her work. She loves what she does. And it's been an incredible journey.
Talk to me about that relationship specifically, because she started right back here. This is the first, right behind the desk here. And that's not something that most people get to do with their children, is to build a business together.
The reason why I started working with my daughter, I mean, after school, she used to work here part-time, because I worked so much, so long hours, I was never able to spend time with my daughter. And I thought that way I could see her, she will see me working hard, and I will spend a little time with her. After a few years, she started working at the front desk, managing the place. She always talks about, and I talked about, I fire her after a few months. You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah.
When she was managing it?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, no.
She started and she was late because she will go out. She will go out with her friends, and the next day she will be late for work. And I told her one time, I said, look, if you are late one more time, I'm going to fire you. And probably she thought, she's my mother. She's not going to do that. She was late, and I'm like, pack your stuff and you are fired. I mean, she was really good at what she did. I mean, she was multitasking. She was taking the credit card. She was answering the phone. She was making appointments. She was answering, selling products. I mean, she was a multitasker. Right now, 4 people are doing her job. I wanted her to come back, but I didn't want to beg her. So after a month and a half, she came in, she said, Mom, can I borrow some money? Because I got this job at an insurance company, and after taxes, I don't have enough money. And I said, I'm sorry, I can't do that for you. You know, I came in this country, I didn't speak the language, I had a baby, and I figured that out. You are ahead of me. You speak the language, you went here to school, find another job, get 2 jobs or 3 jobs. And she's like, Mom, please. I mean, I'm serious. He's going to kick me out. Like, look, Claudia, I cannot give you money, but because you are very good in what you did, I will give you another chance. But remember, the moment you walk in, you are not my daughter anymore. You are an employee. I will be harder on you than everybody else because I will set an example. Everybody will think, oh, if she is so tough with her daughter, imagine with us. So,
well, clearly that worked in terms of her seeing how hard you're working and then that
yes,
translating to how hard she works.
yes.
How does that work today in terms of what you focus on versus what she focuses on? How do you guys kind of split up the duties?
Because we start working for so long and we work together. Because at the beginning of my career, I focus on my clients. To me, my clients were the most important part of my business. They not only validated my work and made me believe that even so nobody around here in the business world believed in my dream, my clients really believed. They came every 3 weeks to get their eyebrows done. Celebrities as well validated my work, and I'm forever grateful for all of them. So we start knowing the clients. I think that's one of the reasons why we transitioned that experience in the salon into Instagram. Well, if you remember when we jump on Instagram, I mean, because of Claudia, our relationship with the customer was already established. Just we went online. She was a big part of that. And we always split everything we did, but we always talk about. We had to take all our decision, and I always value her decision or whatever her side of the story, because she was a young customer. I was a different type of customer. So I always believe that everybody has a different view, and we had to talk about and take the best decision for the business. Yeah. So we didn't have an ego. We both work for Anastasia Beverly Hills.
Yeah, that's super cool. The story I always remember that really, I think, describes what you're talking about. You and I were at the Women's Wear Daily Beauty CEO Summit. This was in Miami, I believe, or in Palm Springs. This was maybe 2016. And you're like, hey, let's go have a drink or whatever, right? And so we go and we sit down, and you had 2 seats next to you. And I can't remember his name. I think I'm going to say Patrick came and sat down next to you. And he was like a makeup artist that had started with 5,000 fans, right? And you had built a relationship with him, though, when he was very, very small and just starting out. And on the other side, a young girl came, and she had listed a comment on one of your photos and had said on Instagram and said like, oh my God, I'm nearby where you are. Like, I'd love to meet you. And you messaged her and said, yeah, come out, come hang out. That moment for me was when it became very, very clear what you guys were doing was different than what everybody else was doing, right? Nobody else was doing that with, you know, Susie, who's got 50 fans on Instagram, meeting up with them for drinks because he commented on a photo. It was just so cool to watch.
Thank you, thank you. I always value every customer. You could have 50 or you could have 50 millions. Yeah. To me, you are important.
Yeah. The other thing I found consistently across entrepreneurs that have been really successful is like, you treat the customer as if they're really smart. There's the Walmart quote, right? The founder of Walmart, he said, everybody only has one boss, and it's the customer, and he can fire everybody, including the CEO.
I always said, because everybody was like, what do you care? You don't have a boss. Like, no, my boss is my customer.
Yeah, totally. I did the same thing. I always emphasized the customer. The only thing that I screwed up, or that I was not as good at, was like, I didn't spend as much time with the team, right? So because of that, the team's needs were very secondary. And like, maybe there's value to that, but it's bitten me in the ass a few times, I think. So where I like value them versus the team. So tell me a little bit more about social media. Obviously you treated it like a customer, but I think that it's even more than that. I mean, I remember you guys were posting photos every 2 hours all day long. What else do you think made you guys so successful on Instagram in those early days?
First of all, we were working on the brand.
Yep.
We were doing everything. We had a very small team at that time. Not only we did the production, I was doing eyebrows here. I was doing personal appearances around the country. And we still post and read all the comments and answer back. But we read because we wanted to know what the customer wants. What they want, what they don't want. Maybe they don't even think they want. And we're able to kind of get into their head kind of come up with products that will post it on Instagram and will sell out.
Yeah, well, I mean, they respond to that too, right? Because if they comment and then they see that you listened and they go, oh my God, like I want to do that even more, right? Like,
And remember when we started sending to Nancy that was, putting her kids to sleep, and in the closet, she will start applying her makeup. And we start sending products. We never told them what to do, what to post. If they liked it, they will post. If they don't, we'd never ask anything. And what we realized that, if you remember, the camera wasn't that good on iPhone. I went to China and I discovered the ring light. Before was here for sale.
Yeah.
So we bought few of them and we start shipping to the ones that I knew that they start really getting very good. Because makeup, to become a good makeup artist, you have to practice. We send them the ring lights, and then Claudia discovered Sony 6 camera that had Wi-Fi. We send the Sony 6 camera, so the quality of their picture was so good that we started posting that. We built a great community, I think. Everything was authentic. Everything was beautiful. We supported the influencer. They supported us, and it was a great time.
well, and it feels like the makeup artists, even before that, they were really your introduction to a lot of the celebrities as well, right? Like, that was my understanding. The celebrity makeup artists would bring them to you, then you would build the relationship with them. Is that right?
No. By the time we were on Instagram,
Yeah.
this salon was packed with celebrities. Instagram gave us a tool to reach everyday consumer
Yeah.
easier, because we didn't have the money to spend like the big brands in advertising. So Instagram was something that, as you know, from 2012 to 2016, big brands, they didn't have a presence. We're the first brand with a presence on Instagram. I think that gave us a lot of power at the beginning.
Well, and you actually ended up doing collaborations.
Yes, we did do it, Makeup by Mario, with Amrezi, with Tamana, Jackie Aina. We had a great time, I have to say.
You're 25 years in or 27 years in, I think,
Yes.
right? Where do you see the brand going? I mean, you've got decades more to go. What are the ambitions?
The ambition is to expand internationally more, of course, in United States, expand in other doors. And of course, we constantly, as you know, we have newness. We invest so much time, power, and resources in newness. Innovation is very important to us. We just launched the Beauty Balm. This is a new BB cream in a stick form. We try all the time to bring something new to the customers. Technology is changing. Obviously, the labs have a better technology every few years, every year. So we are able to create better products, I think.
If I remember right, in the really early days,
Yes.
you would actually make the products yourself.
So I used to mix aloe vera with Vaseline and eyeshadow to create this pomade. This is how the clients will say, well, my eyebrow looks great when I leave, but I go home and after I take a shower, it's like, well, I need that product. So I went to Italy and this is how I start creating the product line. So everything was very organic with Anastasia Beverly Hills, from the beginning, where the eyebrows, I really believed in eyebrows. And after I kind of developed this technique using golden ratio, there were no products for eyebrows. So I went to Italy and I started creating products. I couldn't take one product and go to a lab and say, hey, can you copy these colors and make me 5 of them? I had to start from nothing. So it was incredible. And I would try them on clients because I was doing eyebrows, and it was an exciting time.
And the cool part was that, like, you responded to what other people were bringing to you, right? They're like,
Correct.
oh my God, I need this in my house.
Every product that I created was to solve a problem. Like I would have a client that had over tweeze eyebrows. I would create a product specific for that type of eyebrows. I would have a client that had too curly hair, curly eyebrows. I will create a product for that. Or an eyebrow that the hair grows down, I will create products for that. So every product that I will create it was specifically to solve a problem, was with a purpose.
Yeah, totally. Well, but again, from the perspective of I can see what this person needs to make their life better.
Absolutely. Always. What can you do for your customer? At the end of the day, this is why we are here.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm curious, obviously everybody sees, this incredible run you've had over the last couple of decades, but I know, being in business, that there are downs as well as ups, right? What were some of the hardest times for you, since you guys have gotten started?
First of all, nobody believed in eyebrows. I was like speaking another language. Then I started creating products. Again, people didn't think that they should use the powder on their eyebrows. Social media helped us because we could do tutorial. We could teach you how to use, because the whole concept of Anastasia was we created the products, we'll tell you how to use it and why you have to use it to create that perfect balance and proportion. Because I know there are many brands, beautiful brands, and they launch products. The way I wanted to launch my brand was, this is the product. I'm going to tell you from an artistic point of view why you have to use it and where to create the perfect balance and proportion within your face. Because my question was, to my daughter and people that I worked, and to myself when I started, I was like, why do we use makeup? And I didn't get an answer. And then I had to dig and give myself the answer. Because in art school, the teacher used to tell me, if you want to draw a portrait, you want to change an emotion, you change eyebrows. And I remember on a piece of paper with the pencil, you start drawing, and you, with the white of the paper and darkness of the pencil, using more pressure or less pressure, you are able to create cheekbones, nose bridge, eyes, eyebrow. So you are able, by using dark and light, to create a perfect balance and proportion. So we use makeup to create that. If you become a good makeup artist, you know where to place the dark color and the light color, you are able to create an illusion of perfect balance and proportion. We wanted to match or to integrate science into beauty. That should be the foundation of my brand. And this is how it was.
Well, and honestly, I think even still today, most brands don't approach it that way, right?
No, they are like, okay, we'll come with a lipstick. Where I want you as a customer to understand this pencil, how to use it and where you have to use it, but specifically for you. Because I remember when I started doing eyebrows, I used to have clients that they will come with a picture of a magazine of a celebrity, and like, I want my eyebrow like that, but I have a different bone structure than the celebrity. Let's do the best version, the best arch for your face that will balance perfect your face. So it was about individuality, because we all have different bone structure. And with the selfie, I think that was very helpful for customer to understand how different, and we should embrace, all of us, our beauty and our bone structure. And it doesn't matter if I have a wider nose or smaller eyes. With makeup, I could create bigger eyes. I could create thinner nose bridge, or, you know what I mean? Yeah. That's why we call it makeup artist. It's an art. At least I try to give that footprint that, hey, if you use dark color and light color and you blend very well, you are able to place the perfect color where, and you enhance your cheekbones. You change that perfect balance and proportion to your face. Totally.
And I think to your point on the selfies, there are just so many more photos taken of your face.
When I grew up in Romania, and that's why I'm telling you this, when I grew up in Romania, we didn't have cameras, so you had to take a picture for somebody's wedding or your own wedding, and that's it. We didn't have cameras. So I came here, and there were disposable cameras. And I started looking at the picture, and I thought, wow, I look surprised in all the picture, because my eyebrows in the 80s, this is how all started. In the 80s were pencil thin and round. That was the fashion. Yeah. So I thought, wow, I remember my art teacher, the eyebrows, how changes the entire look. And I started going to the library to revisit the study on Leonardo da Vinci using the golden ratio. So I started this to fix my own eyebrows. Yeah. Once I fix my own eyebrows, everybody will come to the salon and like, wow, you look rested. What did you change? Because they didn't even occur to them that that was my eyebrows. Yeah.
But I mean, if you see like a cartoon, they're like, you go from here to here, they're mad to here, you know, it's like, you don't have to change anything else in the face. Yeah.
So I try to do that. And thinking of my own problem, I realized that I need to combine everything that I learned in art school. In fact, painting is actually in makeup artistry and how you need to look to create that perfect balance and proportion. So including science into beauty, I think is very important. And I wanted really, that should be my base. And then you could bring so many products to use, but you have the footprint.
So you had to kind of establish in the United States, eyebrows are a thing and you should pay attention to them.
Yes.
Now that you're focused internationally, have you noticed that certain markets have been easier to adopt, to invest?
Takes time. I will give you an example. I went in China first time in 2006. Nobody was using eyebrow product. Yeah. Nobody. 2006. I went there 2010. The women at the grocery store, they had eyebrows painted.
Interesting.
I haven't been there since COVID, but you could see that it takes longer because everything starts from here. The trends are always
out of the United States.
And Hollywood the most.
So obviously getting something off the ground, right? So getting something started is a very different challenge than what you have today, right? Where you have hundreds of employees, hundreds of millions in revenue. How is it different? Like, what have you found is important today that's different than what was important in terms of getting it off the ground?
That's a very good question. I think when you start, you have different problems and it feels like they are so big. But when you look back, they are not that big. So every stage of the business has challenges. The way I will describe business is every day you have to open your computer and you have to solve problems.
Yeah.
If you think that, oh my God, I am so successful and my life is so amazing, it is not. What a good leader is, it's the leader that understands that will be a challenge every day and how I could fix the challenge, how I could fix the problem. So at the beginning, you face, oh, I need the money, I need to find out manufacturer, I need to rent the space, do I have the money? Let me see if I could raise the money. If I cannot raise the money, let me borrow from my family. Then to find people. Then you go to the beginning to the next phase. I think like every 2 years, business has a different stage. I don't know about you, but this is what happened to me. And every 2 years, I had to change. And my desire is always to grow. You have to face different things. So if I look right now, my challenges are, I have a lot of employees. I'm responsible for them. They all have family. I have to make sure the company is doing well. The moment you want to expand to go internationally, your revenue grows, then you need a totally different system. You need a bigger warehouse. You need logistics. You need the warehouse maybe in Europe, maybe one in Asia. It's like an inventory control that costs you millions and millions of dollars. So there are so many criteria that you have to focus and to scale. There are challenges. And you could do it or you cannot. And you stop and you figure out if you could grow and how you do it. And of course, people are the most important one because you cannot do it by yourself. And the key is to find and to surround yourself with great people that will help you to grow the business.
Yeah. We're at a similar stage now where it's like we have 300 employees or so. And, you know, there's now people that I've never talked to at the company, which is crazy, right? But to your point, you're still responsible for them. You're still responsible for, you know, them being able to pay their rent.
I try. I don't know if I can every month, but at least once a month, I try to go to the warehouse. Yeah. We have a huge warehouse. I have a lot of people there. I want to go there. I want to talk with the management. I want to talk with the people to find out what they like, what they don't like. Because remember, I used to do myself that job. So because I started from zero, I've done every job that is in this company. So I like to go there and I want to understand, maybe we could improve, maybe we could do better. And I always encourage people that work with me to come with solution. They could come to me, maybe if you come to me and say, hey, we do this kits, how about if we do it this way instead of this way? Or you choose a lip liner that is longer and the packaging is bigger. And I always encourage my employees to come with that. And so that's one area, the warehouse. It's a huge, huge undertake that it's a huge responsibility. Then salespeople, and I have meetings with them, wherever they are from, they have to come. Then we train our field as much as I can. If I'm in the office, I like to train them. I like to be hands-on, but when you are at this size, it's very difficult to be present on everything. But I try to do my best, me and my daughter.
It's interesting that you emphasize the challenges. Honestly, I think that the way that you talk about that, I can feel that. Because I remember when we first started, you know, you were so gracious to me and to us and celebrating us when we were this tiny little company and we were just getting started.
I believe in you at the beginning.
You did, yeah. But like, I don't think I'm the only one. I think you've done that for a lot of people,
For a lot
right?
of people, yes.
Whether it's somebody in the warehouse or it's somebody that has a good idea or it's a little makeup artist trying to get started on Instagram or whatever. Yeah.
I take a lot of joy on giving back and connecting people that they could do business together. I know so many people, and just if I could introduce you to something that you could do better business, I'm so happy to do it. I take pride in doing that for a lot of people because I love it.
The last one I wanted to kind of end the show with was, in an interview, you talked about how the American dream is still very alive and well, and that as an immigrant, you can see that more than people that have grown up in it, right? And I think in a lot of ways, I think you embody that premise, right? This American, I came in, I didn't speak the language, I built a business, etc. I'm curious for you, outside of the beauty world, what are the areas of the world that you are most excited about and that you try to support, right? Any causes or any, you know, particular groups of people or anything that you're really excited about right now that you're trying to help?
Number one, let me talk about the American dream. I mean, you look at one, I think I'm the perfect American dream story. And I tell my story all the time because I want to inspire other people. I was 30 when I came in this country. So if I was able to do it, I think everyone could do it. It's just they need to believe in themselves. And there are opportunities. It's just you need to see it. You need to be prepared to take the opportunity. And the problem is, I think we immigrants, we see and we don't cherry pick. We take whatever it is and we make it work because we have family to support, and we try, not necessarily at the beginning you like it, but then you start liking it because you become successful at it. You put passion in it. When I came here, I didn't ever thought that I'm going to be famous doing eyebrows in the beauty industry. Do you know what I mean?
Totally.
I was like, I need a job to support my family. This is how it all started. You bite the bullet, you make it work. There are days when, do you think I wanted to go to work? No, I didn't. But I had to. This country has so many opportunities, so many. I think they are different right now. Like if you are in beauty business, when I started, nobody will pay attention to beauty business, okay? No. Now, you have 3 million followers and you say, I want to start a makeup line. You will have people around the block trying to invest in you. So there are different challenges and different opportunities, but opportunities are always. Depends how much work you want to put. Because as we talked before, when you work for somebody else, you work 9 to 5, you plan your vacation, and after 5, you go home and you plan where we go for dinner. When you work for yourself,
Totally.
it's not 9 to 5.
No.
It's nonstop. The only time when you don't work is when you sleep. Your business is like a kid. It's the hardest thing, that the most rewarding thing.
Yeah, I agree. That's the only comparison I've found in my life that is similar as kids.
Yes.
Because again, incredibly challenging, but also
the best.
Yeah, the best. And I think that it's changed my life in both regards.
Yeah.
And I think on the business front, it doesn't even feel like work in some ways. You know what I mean?
I have days when I'm exhausted. I came from Europe. The entire week, I had so many Zooms. Over the weekend, I worked 3 days being the judge at Miss USA, interviewing 51 contestants. Monday came, I have Zoom after Zoom after Zoom. Tomorrow, I'm going to Australia for 4 days. I come back after 2 days, 3 days, I have to go to QVC in Philadelphia for 1 day and then come back. 2018, when I decided to get a partner, I'm going to slow down a little bit. My daughter, Mom, you should take time off. After 1 month, first of all, I couldn't stay home. So I came back to work. Now I feel like I never thought that I could work that much.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It's impossible.
It is. It does get crazier at certain times. And it's particularly challenging when you look at the week ahead and you're like, I don't know how I'm going to make it. I don't know
it's
how
like
I'm going to make
swimming.
it. You just look at your calendar, you're like,
It's
oh
like,
no,
no,
this is bad.
Yeah,
this is going to be
can't.
really bad. Well, with that, I think you've got one of those weeks coming ahead with Australia and Philadelphia.
I know.
I want to thank you so much. Obviously, both for today, but for the last 10 years of support. I think you have paid it forward to me. You've paid it forward to our company. And I'm always here to help you anytime that you or Claudia need me, of course. And just want to wish you guys continued success.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's so inspiring.
I appreciate you so much, and I believe in you from the beginning. I loved you from the beginning, and I am so happy for your success because you deserve it. I could not even find another person that deserves more, and very happy for you. And I hope to see you growing even more. So proud of everything you achieved.
Well, thank you so much, Anastasia.
Thank you.
Be a friend, tell a friend, and subscribe. Earned by CreatorIQ. CreatorIQ is your all-in-one solution to grow, manage, scale, and measure your influencer marketing program. Ready to unlock the power of the creator economy? Get started with a demo today at CreatorIQ.com.